I know what you're thinking. $10,000 a week from trading. Yeah, right. I get it. I used to think the same thing too, but here's the truth. Most new traders lose money because they're doing way too much. Too many indicators, too many trades, too much guessing. I have consistently made well over $10,000 a week doing the exact opposite. One simple strategy, one clear signal. That's it. Let's come over to my chart. If we look at Google here, this is something that, usually we'll talk about outlandish trades, but you wouldn't think that we're going to have a magnificent 7 as a short. That's what we're looking at right now. This is called a swing trade. A swing trade is something that you're looking for between 1 and 5 days. Could you be in the stock for more than 5 days? Absolutely you can. But as a general rule, somewhere between 1 and 5 days. If we look at Google here, the first thing that stands out to me, the first thing that I ever look at is I focus on the trend. The trend dictates everything that you need to know about a trade. If you can get this one sentence through your mind and live by it when you're trading, you're going to do very well. The trend is your friend. If you can focus only on trend, this is what is going to dictate results for you over a long period of time. Yes, one trade might go awry, but if you do this repeated process 100 times in a row, it's going to work very well in your favor. So let's focus on trend here. I look at 2 lines here, my red line and my yellow line. You can go into what %K and %D mean and the algorithms behind them on Investopedia if you so choose. I really don't care. I've been doing this for 20 plus years. I've used it. I don't really care what they mean. I know one's red, one's yellow, and I find an area where I have the highest probability to make money, and that's in the sweet spot. I have these 2 horizontal lines, red on top, red on bottom. This area right in here, exactly where my trend is right now, that is my sweet spot. That is where I have the highest probability of making money. Remember, trading is about probabilities. You're not going to win on every single trade. Anybody that tells you that you are going to make money every time you trade, they're lying to you. Run the other direction. It's impossible. You are going to lose. The idea, however, is to mitigate those losses. Capitalize on the gains, let the runners run, and stop the losers in their tracks. So when I begin looking for a trade, the ideal spot for me is finding the red and yellow line in the middle of this sweet spot area. When you're up here, there's too big of a chance that nothing happens. Let's just look back a couple of days. This looked like it was heading down, right? And then what happened? Well, it just rolled back up. It never got into that sweet spot area. Same thing again, never got into the sweet spot area. And this was several weeks where it just didn't break into that sweet spot area. You need to make sure you break down below 80% when you're going short. And once it gets here, you have a higher probability that it's going to run to the bottom of the stochastic or the bottom of the trend. The next thing that we look for is volume. Volume is the gasoline that goes in your car. If you don't have gasoline in your car, how are you going to go forward? You can't, unless you have a battery. But you can't go forward without some type of energy propelling you. That's the same thing when it comes to the stock market. If you don't have buyers, the stock price is not going to go up. When the stocks are going down, if you don't have sellers, the stock prices are not going to drop. That's why we need to look at volume. Volume drives every single thing in the stock market. Volume sort of dictates the direction that the trend is going to go. So if we look and we say, what's the volume been over the past several days on Google? Well, it's been a lot. You've had a lot of buying volume. You have these vertical bars here. Some are red, some are green. When they're green, that means there's more buying volume that day. When they're red, that means there's more selling volume that day. And you can see here for the last 5 days, we've had a lot of buying volume. Now, let's look where Google's stock price is. If we zoom this out, we can see these are all-time highs. It's about $400 a share. It's currently at $392.58 at this second. When you start getting to these inflection points and you start noticing, well, the stock price really, it gets to this 400, falls back down. Gets to 400, falls back down. Gets a little bit over 400, falls back down. It can't break it, even with the volume being around average. This yellow line right here is my 30-day average volume. So the average volume that you're getting in the stock over the last 30 days. Currently, it's 25.97 million shares that are being traded per day over that last 30-day period. So when I start seeing these inflection points of saying, okay, we have pretty decent volume and we can't break through, now what are you starting to see? You're starting to see people give up on the stock because what are buyers and sellers? They're you and me, they're institutions, they're algorithm trading, but at some point they're just going to say, there's a ceiling here, we can't break through it. We're going to take a breather. And how are we going to take a breather? We're going to sell some shares. We're going to take some profits. Maybe we're going to go short. That's exactly what you're seeing right here. You're seeing a trend that has basically given up on going long, and now we're starting to go short with it. And we're starting to get some, not only just selling volume coming in, but we're not getting the buying volume anymore. We're not getting the, let's say it this way. We're not going to the gas pump and we're not filling up the gas tank again to try to push through that 400 number. It's just not happening anymore. That's a good place for us to look and go short. So you may be saying, well, how are you going to short Google? That's kind of crazy. Well, I'm not saying that we're going to say, okay, this is going from 400 to 200. No, I'm looking at this going, all right, we've given up. Where can this realistically get to? In an ideal situation, we come right here to this purple line. This purple line is our 25-day moving average. These just play roles of support and resistance. In this case, it's going to play a role of support. So the stock price will maybe trickle down over several days, and it'll get to about the 25-day moving average, which is about $370 a share, and that's probably where it's going to stop. Unless the stock market just completely falls apart, Google's not going to drop much below this. And by the time this thing gets to about $370 a share, this trend is going to be down here at the bottom with our red and yellow line, and it's going to want to start swinging back up, turning into a long position again, probably going back to challenge that 400 level. That's kind of the idea behind swing trading. You're not in this to bet against the stock and say, oh, it's going to drop 50%. No, all we're trying to do is grab a couple of percentage points here and there. So in this case, you're looking somewhere between 5 and 6%, and you might say, well, 5 and 6%, that's not a great return. Remember, the idea is you're doing this over and over and over again. And if I can make 5 to 6% in a matter of 3 to 4 days, I'll be pretty happy with that one. Let's say this gets a little outlandish and it drops down here to 360. Great, I get a couple more percentage points. But don't focus on one single trade. Don't just focus on Google saying, okay, the most I can make is 6%. Some trades are going to make 20%. Some trades, you're going to make 6%. But the idea is if you repeat this over and over, that percentage is really going to grow over time. This is not just focused on one single trade. This is something that you can repeat year after year after year. So why don't we draw and walk through how exactly I think this trade is going to shape up. I'm going to change my marker to pink. And let's say we're getting an engulfing candlestick right now, meaning that the candle is taking out the low of the previous day. It's full, it's thick-bodied, it doesn't have a big wick on it like this previous day right here. So let's say that we get a little bit more volume coming in here. We close the day with volume right there. Our trend already looks great. We have an engulfing candlestick. Let's say it looks like this. You enter your trade today. We enter the trade today. I'm not going to enter it, and I want to bring this up. I'm not going to enter it until after 10:06 in the morning. It's 9:45 right now. You might be asking the question of why, and that's a great question. If you look at the stock market, and I actually implore you to do this, go and look at the market for 10 days in a row. So that's 2 weeks. Go and look and see what happens between 9:30 a.m. and 10:06 a.m. Stocks go everywhere. Indices go everywhere. Stocks, everything is going everywhere. Why? Because you have your options trades that are settling. You have your overnight trades that are settling. You just have general volatility and chaos in the morning. Let that get out of the way. Because I'm looking at this now saying, okay, I have a good candlestick right now. I have okay volume coming into the stock. The trend is not going to change. But the more important thing is the candle, meaning the entry point or the entry signal. There's a very good chance that this pulls back and we end up having a candle like this by 10:15 this morning. That is not an ideal candlestick to be entering a stock on. I've made several videos about candles, entry points, etc. But this is why you need to trade after that 10:06 level. I actually had somebody message me yesterday and say, Mo, I want a day trade before 10:06 in the morning, but it's just too volatile. What would you do? What would you recommend? When I was full-time day trading, I never traded before 10:06 a.m. That is just not for me. I'm too conservative to try to trade like that. It's just too scary for me. It's not worth the risk. I know I can make returns after 10:06 with a lot less headache and a lot less heartache. So for me, I wait until after that time. If you're a little bit more risky and you want to take some more risks, yeah, trade in that first 35, 36 minutes of the day. That's up to you. Everybody needs to find their way and what they want to do. For me, I'm a little more risk averse. I want to trade after 10:06 in the morning. So my point in saying that is you might see 9:47 on the screen right now. I'm not trading it right now. I'm waiting until after 10:06, then I'll make my decision. But if I get this candle and we stay like this, fantastic. Then tomorrow, maybe we get a little nothing. Following day, we get another engulfing candlestick, full-bodied, meaning that there's Let's draw here. Then there's pretty good volume coming into the stock. This will be down in this area. So we're getting to that point of taking some profits. Why? Because we're getting to that point of this 25-day moving average. And when it gets to around 370, maybe 371, 372, that's when you're taking your profits, exiting the trade, and waiting for this thing to swing back up. It's really as simple as that. Remember, we're not hyper-focusing on one trade. If this is a skill or a pattern that you can do over and over and over, and if you do this over and over for years, decades, whatever, you're gonna be profitable. You just cannot not be profitable. This is one of the most simple ways to make money if you can identify these patterns and stick with them. So this was a lot of information to throw at you at one time. I want to offer you to download my checklist. I have a checklist. It's in the link in the description below. It is, I went through this. I said, focus on your trend, focus on your volume, focus on your engulfing candlestick. There's a couple of other things. See where your resistance points are, your support levels, meaning those moving averages. There's a bid-ask spread over here that you'll learn in other videos and learn to look at before you execute trades. But print it out. I have it on my phone. I look at it every single time. It's a checklist of 7 to 10 things. And no matter, even now, 22 years into this, I still make sure I go through that and say, does this hit all my parameters? Print it out, stick it on your desk, put it on your iPad next to your computer, whatever you have to do, use it, and honestly, abuse it. Do not deviate from that thing. If you deviate from it, you will forget something so simple. You'll forget to look at the bid-ask spread, which indicates a lot of manipulation that's going on in the stock price, because remember, it's a market. You have a buyer and a seller. The seller, of course, wants to sell you something for more money than it's worth. We can identify that using the bid-ask spread. These are just little nuances that are going to help you be profitable over a long period of time. So let's go and look at another stock here. Let's look at Meta. Meta, obviously, great stock. Everybody's talking about it. It's in the news. But what are we noticing? Let's just walk through this slowly. Trend, reversing. We're in the sweet, this is a sweet spot reversal. So we're not rotating over here in the overbought area down into the sweet spot. We're rotating in the sweet spot. Meaning that what are we going to look for in order to continue this march down? We need selling volume to come in. Look, we've had a lot of buying volume, but what is the buying volume not doing? It's not pushing us through this yellow line, the 50-day moving average. This is the same thing as Google. It didn't have a line on top at that 400 level, but it was basically an imaginary line. It cannot break through that level. Here you have a line. It cannot break through this level of 620.45. You can see that things are getting weak. You're probably going to get some selling volume starting to come into this. And what is selling volume going to do? It's going to propel your trend down. You're going to get that increase in selling volume. Stock price is going to start to fall. Now here, we have a gap. And a gap is where you close the day here, and you open the next morning somewhere up here, and you have this gap. Gaps fill 90% of the time. This is going to start trickling down. It's going to fill this gap, and it's going to get to about whatever this price is. Let's try to find a ballpark number. This price is about 577. So right now it's at 611. You can get to 577 pretty easily as long as you get some selling volume coming in there. I'm going to guess that we're going to get some selling volume coming in there. Now, the beauty of this is that anybody can do this. I'm throwing a lot at you right now, but honestly, 30 to 60 minutes a day, you can be looking at charts and you can make a lot of money swing trading. This is not something where you need to be glued to your computer all day long. TradingView, which is the app I'm using right here, they have a great app on the phone. Take your lunch break, do whatever you got to do to take 30 minutes, and you can be a good trader. You do not need to be glued to your computer. This is perfect for the person that is employed, that has a full-time job, that gets an hour lunch break, what have you. You have time to look at this and say, okay, what's going on at 10:06 in the morning? Briefly look at the stocks I'm in. Lunchtime, see what's going on. End of the day, about 3:50 before the market closes, look at it for a couple of minutes and say, what are my stocks doing? That's it. It is very simple. That's why I like swing trading. Now, you don't have to go at this alone, like I've told you several times. I have a Patreon. Link is in the description below. Give it a shot. Try it out. We trade live together 4 times a week. And not only is there the trading live, if you can't watch it, you can watch it after the fact, but you can always ask questions in the Patreon app to me, to the other community members, and we always get back to you. It's a 24/7, 365 channel that you can always have access to. So whether you're after work and you're studying or whatever and you want to ask a question, go for it. Tag me, tag someone else in the community. If you have time to jump in during the day and watch those live streams and ask questions about the trading series that you're going to watch or individual stock questions that you have, that is the time to do it. It's a great place to be. Now, you've seen me demonstrate these examples. For those of you that I was talking about that don't have time to sit at your computer all day, I made a full swing trading course. Everything that you need to know, from chart setup to every example you can think of to every pattern that you can think of. It's in this video right here. Go check it out. I'll see you in the Patreon.